Hello, this is Solomon. We are going to be looking at a lot of 1v1 since I found a very rare site. Someone who's not that good but is very persistent in doing 1v1 since most people I play that I stomp, they just quit after one 1v1. So here we are against RebelBoy. Who I would say is probably better than average but still not good. No offense if he sees this, which he probably won't. So anyway, Soviets versus Germany. Now, Germany loses this matchup. It's possible to win if you do something crazy or you counter enemy matchup well or opening well, but Soviets can just go Devil Barracks, Artillery Base, AT Base, and just win pretty much. Then they cancel the AT Base if the enemy doesn't go armor, or they cancel the Artillery and Anti-Air Base if the enemy doesn't go airfield. So yeah, I mean Russia can just counter any of the German openings. Auto's just too expensive. Mainly it's for infantry, like they just can't compete with Soviet infantry, and if they build armor as a response, you just build AT base. And if they don't build armor base, you just cancel the AT base. So here's me doing 2 depot, you can do 1 depot if you want. Probably better. It's not much better, it depends on how much depots the enemy goes. So I pretty much always either do double blitz or blitz decryption. Like if I'm playing really aggressively, I go blitz. I go double blitz. If I'm not playing a really aggressive opening, I tend to do blitz decryption. Very rarely, I'll do something else like blitz camouflage, or blitz terror if I'm France and I'm expecting the infantry rushed. But those are pretty much the only things I'll do. I'll either do double blitz, blitz decryption, blitz terror, or blitz camo on a very rare occasion. And generally, if I'm trying to cheese, like prolo start. And if I have reason to believe the enemy doesn't have a RUSE for decryption, like if I think they did double blitz. So he does camo, which is still a waste of a RUSE because I mean I did cancel my armor. I mean my AT base, which is kind of a risk on my part, and assumed he went air. I can't remember why I assumed that actually, but here we are. So I make an A piece and I make a pushka. So I really need one A piece plus two because I mean I just don't want like the plane flying around. I want throwing it off. So he does come out with armor base, which is kind of problematic. Guardia out. Also, you can totally cancel Guardia attack if you want. If you have a reason, like if the enemy went like an airfield start, just build A and artillery. I mean, Guardia will still work, but you can just forget Guardia and get like a Pushka or something. Or 4 more AA. Anyway, so I decided to start with the Pushka to start doing damage right away, since I should be able to kill whatever buildings they have fairly quickly with the Pushka this close. Unfortunately, I'm not don't get close enough to the Panzer III base, and this guy started backing up for some reason. But I'm about to kill it anyway, so. I do get 1 Panzer III. It's still really tricky though, because even if I kill the armor base, he's still gonna have 3 Panzer IIIs to push with. Now 4. So I need to be really careful about my infantry positioning, since I need to be able to zone off his tanks long enough for me to build like AT or something. So yeah, well actually I sent this guy back in for some reason, I don't know why. And these guys, oh yeah, I tried to see if I could get away with this, but nah, it doesn't work. Try to trap them, but yeah, not enough guys. Bushka shooting at these guys. He plays tier, which is really bizarre. I would rather you want double blitz so you can counter attack quicker with your Panzer IIIs in this situation. The tier was just really not. This is not good. So I don't retreat to AA, so this ends up dying. I do retreat to Pushka since it's really important that I keep that alive. So honestly, it still do damage to infantry. Especially light infantry, I could fuck it up. And if I can get vision again on the barracks, I can destroy that. That would be really nice. These are light infantry. I wouldn't have bothered building these since they're not really going to do anything. They're slowing down his Panzer IIIs, honestly. This KFC, it's just these were a huge waste of money. Could build another depot or build his armor base or just anything really. So yeah, I decided to send these guys to go for a counterattack since I know he hasn't researched heavy infantry. So like 2 Gordia will fuck up light infantry. Send these guys over here since I'm just trying to zone, just trying to get money. All my infantry try to like zone away at these guys. Another KFC comes out to deal with these guys. Nice, use some money. So yeah, did I not have recon? And my infantry actually gets super fucked up. Yeah, again, like light infantry suck, and I killed a KFC, so my guys don't die. I can't capture the barracks. I do start shooting my pushka, but then I realize, wait, I can just run towards the HQ. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. Then I can just build the barracks right away. The more of these guys die, unfortunately. He plays Fanaticism instead of Blitz, which is a huge mistake. Like, fatal mistake, because maybe he could have caught the barracks if he played Blitz instead of Fanaticism. So then these guys go over here, so I just moved it. This guy unpanicked, so I just captured the barracks of it. So like, really big fuck up. But yeah, I just recapture all this. I would have played. He does end up surrendering in a couple seconds. I would have played for a little bit more. So I probably would have sent like. Well, first of all, I would have killed this base if I was Germany with my units, since I'm clearly spending my money on infantry and Gordia over here. Or I wouldn't kill it completely, but I would like kill the barracks and try to capture it with these light infantry and basically do a base swap. And I would send probably 1 Panzer III to go deal with the Pushka and these 2 bases. Maybe another Panzer III to go deal with these depots. So 2 Panzers back, 2 forward. Actually, no, definitely 3 Panzers forward to kill all this shit fast. So I'm able to capture this base with the light infantry, then basically base swap this situation. Germany will still most likely lose, but it's worth a shot. A lot more income. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, so Germany is the second worst nation on this map because literally every other nation except UK, every other nation besides Germany just does something better. So each nation will just push on its strengths and fuck Germany over. Like US, well, US is a straight up superior to Germany in almost all aspects. Super Persians are definitely better than Tigers by a large margin. Super Persians are better than King Tigers. U.S. infantry opening is U.S. barracks is a lot stronger than Germany barracks. Germany's barracks is so expensive, then their recon is so much more expensive. So U.S. just gets a lot more infantry. Uh, Germany air doesn't really matter since U.S. gets such good AA, and on this map, like there's such a high density of resources, and all your production tends to remain close together, so you don't need a whole lot of AA to protect everything. You don't need to spread it out that much. And yeah, Germany's just like a on this map. Italy obviously has a much superior barracks opening. Then M15s are just so strong. They can fuck over AT guns a lot of the time anyway, or AT openings. Or even if you don't, like this build 1 armor base, if the enemy makes an AT base and starts making AT, just cancel your tech and make like 2 more depots or something. But yeah. At least like Soviets obviously, yeah, they just have a much stronger barracks. Then they can have place artillery and anti-air base and AT base if they want at the beginning. Then just cancel the bases as needed depending on what the Germany is opening. Japan is just overpowered. UK is like has such god awful ground. They still end up losing in Germany most of the time. Am I missing some? Oh yeah, then there's France who super fucks Germany because the only way to fight France on this map is pretty much infantry rush. And Germany can't really infantry rush since their barracks cost 30, so you just get really fucked. I mean, they can do it, but it's gonna be a lot worse than other nations. A lot harder to pull off. Yeah, then French armor and AT will just super fuck over German armor. Then French airfield and AA will just defeat German air. So here we go. I end up playing decryption since I'm not necessarily looking to do a rush. So I had to play a little bit more defensive this time. He likes a lot of people like taking a rear depot, but I really don't like doing that because it's really hard to defend because it's just it's behind your base, but it's so out of the way. It's like 30 seconds away from your production buildings. So you need a lot of foresight and preemptiveness to actually stop attacks on this depot because it's like again like it's 30 seconds away from your production buildings and units probably. So you need a lot of foresight to defend this if your enemy starts sending a flank, and they can get there quick or pretty quick if they like blitz it or something. So we have 3 depot barracks. Doing double barracks, 3 depot. If this was aggressive, I'd probably do 3 barracks or 1 depot, 2 barracks, 1 depot, 3 barracks, something like that. Then either do infantry rush or M11 rush. But I just decided to play much more defensively. I think I was researching heavy infantry, but I decided to cancel in favor of M11s. Yeah, I did. Okay, actually, I canceled in favor of getting a prototype base, if I remember correctly. Also, he should be being aggressive with his KFC. Like, he should be trying to raid my supply and head towards my HQ. Because there's no reason for him not to head towards my HQ with the KFC. There's nothing stopping him from trying to raid supply. Like, he'll just outrun any M11s. So, I mean, there's not really anything for him to worry about. Yeah, so I decided to go for Proto Base. He gets a 4th depot. I'm about to super fuck him up with P26s. I make a light infantry just to hold him off for a little while. Then he goes for my barracks, but he doesn't get it. This is really bad for him since these Panther 3s are just gonna die against P26s, and so is infantry. So he needs Tigers like right now to fight off my P26s, but he goes Panther 4s for some reason. Like I understand he's probably short on money, but I mean Panther 4s are gonna get like literally destroyed by Italy Proto, like no contest. Even if he got the Tiger, he's in such a bad position since I just put my Breda in the forest and snipe his AFC. And I sent my other P26 over here. There's no reason to take this depot or this depot. I mean there is sometimes, but not in this situation. This was a really exposed depot to take. About to get his ass kicked. Like now I get the KFC. And he had to go Tigers even then it will be difficult. Because I would just snipe recon from the forest or the Breda track. So what he really needed was heavy infantry. He needed heavy infantry and AT. He shouldn't have went the 4th depot. He should have built an AT base with the money instead and got heavy infantry. Like yeah, going to 4th depot is really greedy. Since I know I wasn't building any units at the time, but that clearly means I'm about to spend my money on something. Probably units. So he needed to be aware of it. So yeah, now I'm killing this depot. Get another Breda track. Sniping the Panther. Gonna go in Panthers is a mistake since they're just gonna die against Breda since it's 450 range versus 25 range. Yeah, Pack 36 spam and heavy infantry was his most. Actually, no, he could just go Pack 36 spam since I'm only making vehicle and armor units. Although you still want heavy infantry to deal with my light infantry in case since I will make some of those to deal with the AT that he makes. Are you only okay? So starting arm base against Italy is pretty solid. Is really solid against barracks opening. Since Italy barracks opening will just straight up destroy Germany barracks opening. So going arm base is really good, but I mean in that particular situation, I just saved up my money in Proto right away. In which case, it was really not good. Yeah, Germany sucks. So since if they start with AT base, I just infantry rush them. Okay. Mirror match, Germany versus Germany. I tend to play defensively in mirror matches, especially when I think the first enemy is worse, because then I'll know I'll win if I'm just playing, if we're both playing safe, because I'm gonna play better throughout the course of the match. So I told him this at some point for our matches, but I told him like camo is a dog shit ruse. And I told him I was playing decryption most of the time anyway, so it's not really helping him. So I end up with airfield. Now this is a really important trick that I learned from someone else kicking my ass with it. Well, I've learned almost all this stuff from people beating me with it, but like if the enemy starts with a production building and you just start with an airfield, like the enemy goes airfield production and you just go airfield, like you're gonna have more money for fighters. So you can just get air superiority, then build a production after you kill the first enemy plane or the two first enemy planes. Okay, so I was going to armor base, and I went over going armor base versus barracks on Germany mirror matchup in another video that I just uploaded. But yeah, so I like fuck up since RUSE has horrible auto targeting for planes. It's really annoying. So yeah, he gets the first strike for free, and I don't get the return kill. I end up taking this engagement just to stop him from killing the barracks. And he doesn't kill my fighter with his second immune 109. So yeah, that's bad. So he's 30 points ahead, but he also spent 15 points on light infantry that aren't actually going to do anything. This guy gets away, which is really fucking annoying. I still have my ruse doing nothing, so. Yeah, so I'm just going to kill these light infantry with KFC and airplanes. It's awkward for him since now he has to build his own KFC to counter my KFC. Or like a Kubel wagon and a Stuka, but that's here really awkward since it's a lot of money to spend. And obviously get another fighter on him. I mean, he does have a bonus fire since he killed my armor base, but I had to rebuild another production building. But he ends up spending his money on a Stuka, so yeah, it's not going to help him win the air battle. And I just killed his 3 light infantry, so I'm actually doing really good air economy wise because now I have 4 fighters against his 3. Yeah, okay, let's slow that down. So he kills the KFC, but I end up playing. I use my third ruse on fanaticism, which is really what you want to do in air versus air. You usually want to save a ruse for fanaticism early, like your second ruse for fanaticism or your third ruse for fanaticism. So yeah, I kill 2 of his planes and lose none. And that's borderline game ending unless he starts to play really well. Or he manages to stabilize his position of AA. Yeah, you built a Stuka to kill my KFC, but you just lost the air superiority for it. That's again, like I don't. Yeah, I don't open air to build. Not if I'm opening air, I'm opening it to build fighters in 1v1 because that's the only thing you're gonna do against enemy air. You're just gonna build fighters because if you don't, you're gonna lose air superiority. Right? If you build other units, you only build other units if you're already winning air superiority. Like you don't build a Stuka when you don't have a winning air superiority, and you know you're winning the air superiority match or battle. Building another depot. I'm sending my KFC to scout. And he fucks up because like he's not microing his KFC, so I have the force advantage and he doesn't. And Bottle, I micro it forward to get vision on his airfield, so I end up in, so I strafed ME 109 really big. And I send these other 4 guys to kill the Stuka. And I send all 4 of them so I can kill the Stuka really fast and I'll have to worry about the AA attacking my planes and damaging them or shooting them down or something. But he's still not microing his KFC, so like he should have microed it into the forest while my KFC was forward out of the forest, but he didn't. So now he's gonna lose this. Losing super hard because now he has to respawn to my KFC, which is a lot of money. And I still have AS priority, so I can just strafe his ground units that are light. But it's really bad for him right now. I get a 4th depot. Killing some supply trucks is just nice. So I killed 1. I get to strafe on this flak stack, which is nice. Really nice, actually. So now I'm repeating with this KFC, killed more supply trucks. Now he's just in a really bad position since like he keep on strafing his A units and flak 88s. But I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a flak 88. So I go behind the town. And I want to like try to set it up so I could peek out for like half a second with a KFC and time it right with a strafe, but I don't do it since I'm bad at the game. Then I do this, and I should have just kept the KFC over here on the edge of the town instead of trying to like go through. Since I tried to get was hopeful for another snipe, but it didn't happen. At least I killed the flak 88, which is or the flak 20mm. Although he does end up making a second flak 88 for this unit, which is a huge gain because he made 40 more supply to kill this unit. He didn't cancel it for some reason. So at this point, like, well, I know he doesn't have heavy infantry since he's spending all his money on AA and flak 88s, so he's not going to have any money to counter ground units, so I just do a heavy infantry rush since he has no money to counter that. Or time even, because it's going to take him 25 seconds to research heavy infantry, and it's going to take him 5 seconds to build each heavy infantry, so yeah, you can't do that. Make some hobbits, but yeah, those mirror light artillery and light bombers, they don't counter units, they counter buildings, but they don't counter units because you just spread your units out and all of a sudden you're worthless or almost next to worthless. So yeah, I just there's just nothing you can do. And you lost the air support in the game. Like since he spent the money on a Stuka, I knew like he was ahead in points, but he should have just built another fighter instead of building a Stuka. And oh, wrong thing. And building the light infantry was really weird. You just build a KFC. At least I'm behind enemy lines. If it's like Blitz, yeah, sure, go with light infantry. That's not necessarily bad. But even then, I'd probably just try to research heavy infantry first. Okay, yeah, here's my standard Soviet mirror win strat against people who don't know what they're doing. Or at least people who haven't faced this strat before. It's just 1 depot with 2 barracks. Although 1 depot, 2 barracks is also really strong as Italy. And on Blitz, 1 depot, 2 barracks is... Well, actually, okay, in infantry versus infantry, 1 depot, 2 barracks is actually really strong for all the nations, except France, because we don't build French infantry. You camos, which is there's literally 0 fucking reason to do that. Like, I was expecting him to do this anyway. So, like, why would you camo this? And what kind of rush has camo? If you rush, you do double blitz. So what the hell? This makes no sense. But yeah, anyway, I win because he has 3 depots and 3 barracks. He has 4 depots and 3 barracks, which is like all his starting money and I have a fuck ton of starting money. Since I have 2 barracks, 1 depot. No, it's just either. Don't play camo. Okay, here we go. Germany's garbage. I get France. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win this match already. And you do the best way to fight France is infantry rush, since any other way is really difficult. As Germany, you can try to do air, but it's still gonna be really, really difficult. Since France can just go airfield. Then like basic fighters plus the fortified position will just stop enemy 109s from attacking the home base. Or they can just go up again this French AA and basic fighters. Like, what's the point of going German air then? Like, you can't stop the armor then, or the French ground. Camels again, which is fucking worthless. I was expecting infantry rush, but I played decryption. Sometimes I say Flotare. I usually don't, but since terror is really, really good against infantry rushes, especially in like the first couple minutes when you count enemy ruses, since they're probably going to do like their first 2 ruses on blitz, then hopefully their 3rd ruse on blitz, just pay attention, then they can play full terror, and they don't have fanaticism to counter it. Anyway, but yeah, IC is doing this really defensive play. It's really bad. So I also just go high depot. This is that depot right here, and I make it go this way to get away from the KFC. I also get all 40s. Basically GG. Since armor base doesn't work because I get AT, then his armor dies. So especially Panzer IVs, you need to at least go 500-meter range armor to try to make it work. Anything like this is just gonna die to AT spam. So I start working down the barracks. Since I don't need to work down the armor base, since I'm just gonna build AT and kill his armor base units. The barracks, like, I can stop his infantry, which are an annoying threat, potentially. And I can stop his recon, which is a more bigger deal. Retreating was a mistake, since this was really his only opportunity to kill my AT. Like, how's he gonna kill my AT now? Like, you can only build more armor right now, so he's just sending me build up more AT in the meantime. If he was going armor, he should have went Tigers, even though it still would have lost in all likelihood. Although he should have opened infantry. Or maybe air. Although air is still, it's probably not going to work against France. I mean, infantry for Germany isn't, since their barracks are so expensive, and then yeah, Germany's just dog shit on this map, and then 1v1 a lot of the time anyway. Like, they're not good on blitz either. So I tried to do Hobbit spam, but even if this match continued, like, I got Proto base, I was just gonna start spamming all 40s or 44s, I don't know what they're called, whichever one is. So I was just gonna spam those, which are gonna like just instantly kill any buildings and light units, and like super heavies. So yeah. As in I build super heavies, not kill them with Warls. Versus Soviets? Yeah, Soviet was picking Germany. I was going random most of the time. I think like the first time he picked Soviet, I went Soviet in response to show off with my little anti-Soviet strat, but playing the Soviets. But besides that, I just went random. Thank God I didn't get UK or Japan. I was pretty lucky on that in that aspect. I was gonna get nations like Italy on this map is good. I really like Italy. They have a lot of problems, but they have man. I mean, they have a lot of problems and are kind of awkward, but you can kind of try to make it. They kind of have solutions to everything. It's just really awkward to work, and they have extremely strong opening. Yeah, I do my standard. Well, this time I decided to go with 3 barracks because of the attack time. So basically, he starts AT base. If he didn't start AT base, I spam M11s and win against barracks opening. If he starts AT base with barracks, I just spam infantry since now he has AT base is 40. Then I get 8 more infantry than him. Also, yeah, so I get the force advantage right away. So yeah, I just win. I also kind of heard say I have to spend 15 on recon, and I only have to spend 10 on recon, so I also get another free infantry that way. Yeah, so that's over. Yeah, oh, he also started double depot instead of one depot. Like, if you're doing 1v1s against someone, it's really important to be able to do multiple depot strats, like to be able to do 0 depot and 1 depot strats. Because on like behind enemy lines and blitz, like if you don't know 1 depot strategy, you're gonna be if you keep on going like 2 depot or more, you're gonna have a lot of problems in a lot of matchups. US reminder that US infantry or US barracks has a unique advantage against Soviet barracks because US gets Willies which cost 5 and Soviets have to build BA-11s which cost 15. So every time you guys build 1 recon each, like say 1 for each flank, like you get the US gets 2 free infantry, which is a really really big deal since like 8 infantry are going to kill 2 infantry. And the BA-11 machine gun damage is like not relevant at all. So yeah, it's pretty much an unarmed unit against infantry. Like its machine gun damage does not matter against heavy infantry, especially in forest. I'm doing my standard 1 depot, 2 barracks. It's kind of funny since I've done this several games now, but he's still like doing this shit. I guess maybe he's just underestimating how strong 1 depot, 2 barracks is. Since he does 2 barracks, 3 depot. Although it's important to note that since he's being defensive, he gets a free ruse on me. I used multiple handful blitz, and he only used 1 blitz. So unfortunately, my protection time is really being a pain in the ass. It's taking me forever to make all these units. So it's starting to look really tricky since he's getting more income than me, like a lot more. Like, what do I do? What do I do? So I notice his troops are positioned like this, and this is really standard on behind enemy lines and face-offs like this. Just rush to this forest right here. Because if you go in this forest, like catches the enemy off guard, and then you threaten any protection that's close to this forest, and you threaten the depot right here, you can also keep on going through the forest and even go for the HQ. So yeah, I blitz over here, and he basically has to respawn since his barracks are right here. I get my 3rd ruse, I do fanaticism, and I have the forest advantage. Unfortunately, he has all his units firing, and I don't have all my units firing, which is really awkward for me, and I'm not microing it well. I have some guys out of the forest, but it turns out being really close, but I just got more guys because of the 1 depot, and he went 2 depots, so I had 40 more supply. And I captured his barracks just barely. I started making these guys. And now I have infantry superiority, so these infantry are just dying. Again, he built the B11. I just had to build a Willy, so I got 2 free infantry. Play another fanaticism. He surrenders. Man, I love the US. There's Italy versus Soviets. And M15, you can be really strong on this map, but also not be awesome, as we're about to see. So I wanted him to think I was going infantry, but I'd do M15s instead. Base. I don't make an auto blinda, so that's a lot of money. Slow me down and I played Blitz. I should have played Fanaticism. And maybe I could have made it. Like, there's a chance I could have made it work, especially if those guys gonna get ambushed. Yeah, if I had Fanaticism, I think I actually could have won this fight, since all these AT guns are taking splash damage from HE. So yeah, I was like, oh well, this is game over, but I don't necessarily like to quit. So, got to get the second depot out. Get these guys. Base. I mean, yeah, there's just not really anything I can do. Like, I need heavy infantry, and he's just gonna do that, so. Unless he has these AT guns now destroying these trucks right here. My second depot should have been in the back. I gotta kill these AT guns, but I should have kept these guys over here, so my bad. And maybe I could have fought it off, but again, he's about to get his fourth depot, so. I just end up surrendering. Because I should have played Fanaticism instead of Blitz on my M15s. Oops. Now it's France versus Italy. Now, personally, as Italy versus France, I like to do a barracks opening. Usually like a 2 depot, a 3 barracks, or 3 depot, 3 barracks even. Then I like to transition to M15s. Usually France completely destroys M15s with AT. When I try to do Italy versus France, I try to do a very, very high pressure game where I just have a ton of infantry. A lot of time you can just flat out kill France with an infantry rush. So even if I don't kill France, I usually force them into making a bunch of armor. Then I can use the superior mobility of the M15s to like go kill other depots or something. Just like rush in, kill other depots, and outmaneuver them. But the idea is basically to just have such a high pressure and high pressure infantry and the M15 that they don't just have that they don't have time to get AT in. Double armor base or depot. Since I realized he's not infantry rushing. I thought about canceling the second armor base and going fourth depot, but I do this. I should have canceled the second armor base and just gone fourth depot earlier. I'm getting soft 40s. I build soft 40 first instead of recon, so this guy can get over here quicker, and he doesn't have infantry in the forest, so I don't actually need to recon. He's going M15s, which is the worst possible decision ever, since again I'm playing France, which is the hardest anti-armor counter in the game. Early and mid, kinda. Definitely early though, the hardest counter. Like, although I don't necessarily need AT, if I have soft 40s and I have enough of them, like I can just kite backwards with this guy. Like, I kind of do it, but my AT doesn't. Like, I think he surrenders in like 10 seconds. Yeah, he surrenders. Artillery doesn't work against France either because they get assault guns. Just throwing it out there. Like the soft 40, the Gnarl 44, or whatever. Soviets versus Soviets again. And you can do this as pretty much any nation, like actually any nation. But 0 depot double armor base is a really good switch up. Just a medium tank rush. Or light tank rush. Just camouflage again, which is garbage. Just total goddamn garbage, since I have a combat advantage due to having blitzes. So he does a PEA opening, and I've actually seen this before. Soviet versus Soviet. I mean, it doesn't work, so yeah. It really doesn't work. Yeah, so I'm doing 0 deep. I built the barracks at first to try to trick them, thinking I'm doing a barracks rush. But yeah, T-34s produce really quickly, so I just make all of them before he bombs my armor bases. And unlike M15s, I do another blitz because, hey, these guys are slow, so they really need the blitz. And they're also level 3 armor, so they can handle more hits from the base AT, so they don't need fanaticism to keep fighting as much. And honestly, he has a lot less AT since he spent a lot of money on the PE8 and airfield. Although I do focus down the AT base this time. With the M15s, I just moved them close to the AT guns to use for them to use their machine gun on the AT guns. But this time I focused down the AT base. And he surrenders. T-34s would actually be useful if they had 25 tech cost. Or if they were like faster. But they aren't, so. Infantry versus Soviets again. And I love infantry versus infantry combat. It's so fun. Favorite part of the game for me. Since it's very high skill, there's lots of skill expression in infantry versus infantry fights. Since if someone is worse, like their mistakes become really apparent in infantry versus infantry fights. Description. Let's. So yeah, no, I'm decided to switch things up and do a more defensive US play instead of doing the 1 depot, 2 barracks thing. Decided to go for armor base barracks. So his mid barracks should be further up. And he's not like if you're gonna infantry rush, like you want to use rather blitz on one of your barracks most of the time. I get another barracks. I get rangers. Again, I get free infantry because willies are a lot cheaper. He has to make 2 BA-11s essentially, which cost 30. I only need to make 2 willies, which cost 10, so I get 4 free infantry or free Lee. Really big. So I build the infantry over here, and I start making leads over here. This is really risky, but I decided to push. If you only have armor, you never push them through the forest because they're gonna die super easily to infantry coming from multiple directions. But if you have your own infantry, you can like screen away enemy infantry and stop them from getting closer and killing your tanks. So he kind of really fucked himself by not take. Like I have the initiative now because okay, this switched to my view, but like he's just really fucked because on the right flank we just have an infantry buildup, and I can lock him into this buildup, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep on building more of my own infantry, so he has to build more of his own infantry right here. So I basically lock him, force him into a lockup over here, or not lock. What's the word I'm looking for? Some sort of hold, like fucking. I can't remember the word, but yeah, I basically lock him up then building more infantry in response to my own infantry. Since if he doesn't put resources right here, I'm just gonna go forward with my own infantry, kill all his infantry, and take his barracks. At the same time, this stack of rangers and 2 leads is just gonna annihilate any units he has right here. Especially this small stack, and he can't build any more units right here because else I'm gonna win on the right pretty much. And on the left, on the right, it's a draw. On the left, I'm winning with the current amount of resources and where they are.